Clair Obscur isn't just another turn-based RPG, and is already known for its difficulty. In Clair Obscur Expedition 33, survival often hinges on two core mechanics really well implemented in the game's combat system, which are parrying and dodging. But what happens when you willingly cast those mechanics aside and choose the path of pure pain? Can you beat Clair Obscur Expedition 33 without parrying or dodging? Let's establish the rule. First one, I cannot dodge, parry, jump, or great counter throughout the entire game. Second, the game will be set at expert difficulty, even though the game specified that this difficulty is not meant to be beaten that way. And the last rule is simply going to have fun while suffering and tanking every single hit. Our story begins as Gustav, an engineer who dedicated his life to his city's defense and growth. Start following this super fast child. As we follow, she suddenly stops and proposes something interesting. A duel. The first battle of the game already. We tank all the incoming attack at a point that we almost die. But with a little 6 HP left, we are able to deliver a huge blow and finish her up. It was kinda sketchy, but manageable. I must say that this fight really set the pace for the rest of the game, and that's how we acquire our first Color of Lumina, which will be useful later in the run. Let's talk to Sophie, then run straight to the harbor and witness one of the greatest, beautiful, and emotional video game cutscenes ever created.
I'm here.
After shedding a tear, listen to our sister's motivational speech as we set sail toward the continent and officially start the Expedition 33. And as soon as we land on this island, we instantly got squad wiped by this old man, run for our life before exploding and falling unconscious. We magically survived and woke up next to a nice waterfall. It was now time to face our first real enemy. Let's try to kill it. Well, I forgot to fully heal before the fight, so even with this little healing tint, I was no match for him. Second time around went as expected, and we won our first real fight. Not so long after this, we reached a small cavern with a lot of dead bodies and almost lost my mind before another survivor of the expedition managed to find us. Lune will be important throughout the entire game. She has skills that heal and can revive, which are going to be useful because we are very limited on those, especially in the early game. On our way to the first main boss, we gathered some Pictos, which work like gear in this game, and we can create really nice synergies with them. As we arrived at the first boss, we reached level 5 and decided to give it a try, since reaching there wasn't much of a challenge yet. Well, after a few turns in the fight, the damage income is just unbearable for now, so I will have to farm some level to be able to take him down. I told myself that level 10 should be enough to kill it, so that's what I did. It took a lot of time, and I'm going to skip this part of a repetitive battling of weak enemies or weaker amount of XP. Now that we've reached level 10, it is finally time to take our revenge on the Évêque. Alright, let's get rid of this shield first and apply Mark as often as we can to apply an extra 2 stack of burn. Burn is one of my highest sources of damage on him, as you can see. As soon as he summons his minion, we need to get rid of those, because we can't handle more damage. Of course, we make sure that Gustav is healed when we can, for unleashing a huge blast with Gustav's overcharge to deal massive damage. Shoot all his shields and finish him up with an awesome killing animation. This is a huge step forward. Now's the time to gather some more important Pictos for the early game, and head to this strange door standing there out of nowhere. In the manor, we are able to recruit another Expeditioner, Mael, which will increase our damage output and survivability. To exit the manor, the game forces us to fight this weird flying stone guy, which leads to an introduction of a brand new mechanics that allow us to jump to avoid taking damage. Obviously, we won't be using that mechanic either. Fortunately for us, this guy hit like a truck and wiped my entire party in 2 turns. No matter how I played this battle, I kept losing, so I decided to grind some level before entering the manor and fighting him again. Now's the moment of truth. Well, it seemed that he really is intended to be beaten by using this jump mechanic. The curator is scaling on our level, and no matter what we do here, the game forces us to jump to beat it. But after some research, I found out a way to skip this fight completely. All you have to do is create a save outside here, recruit Mael, load the previous save when I'm outside, reload the save with Mael recruited while opening the expedition flag, falling with Mael, then for the last time, reload the last save. And voila! This trick is usually used by speedrunners, but with that, it means that the run is not over yet. We can now continue our journey and do everything we can for now. Confident enough with the level we are and the Pictos we have, we can give it a try to the second main boss, Goblu. Well, again, after only a few turns, he simply obliterates me, so we will have to farm some XP to level up everyone and unlock some skills to beat him. And like the first grinding session, I will skip this part of pure madness. After 2 hours, it was now time to see if all this grinding paid off. Same as with the fight against the Évêque, I made sure to utilize the burn and mark for a nice damage number. As you see, his AoE attack don't do much now. At this point, nothing he could do would stop us. I maybe farmed a little too much here. But hey, leveling is part of the game. Every time I could, I shot his flowers because each time he absorbed them, he got stronger and stronger. And this is definitely something we don't want. And now for the final blow, our long journey of tanking every single hit can now continue. Just 10 more main boss to go. We gather everything we can by fighting every mob we see. I ended up in a gestural arena and was able to beat some of those, acquire nice solo Pictos, which will be useful for a backup plan later if the main party doesn't do well. On our way to the gestural village, we encounter the ultimate Sakapatate, which is the 3rd main boss we have to beat to progress on our adventure. This one was no trouble with all the leveling we did earlier. There is not much to talk about this fight really, excepting that it took some time, but after breaking his arm, he is much weaker and we tanked every hit like a champ. We entered the village, talked to the chief's village, beat down some more gestrals, and even won the tournament, which by doing so, recruited a new expeditioner, CL. This one will be really useful throughout the game with her buff and ability to cleanse the party member. Now heading straight to SK's nest and face the next main boss, François. Yes, you heard me, his name is François. This big turtle doesn't do much. In fact, he only has 1 skill. That skill though, annihilate one of my party character each time he takes a turn. So I had to win this fight quickly, and that's what we did. SK is now willing to help us. This huge weird marshmallow grant us the ability to break rocks that are blocking certain paths on the continent, and was necessary to access the final zone of the first act of this magnificent game. In this place, simply by defeating normal enemies, we acquired our bread and butter energizing pain Picto. This Picto allows us to gain 1 AP each time we get hit, which is really useful because the only other ways to gain AP was for us to do a normal attack or use a tin. We can now simply enjoy the ride to the next main boss by defeating more Nevrons, gathering some Pictos, and leveling up a bit until we reach the main event of this zone, Lampmaster. Before we follow this creepy dark path leading to him, I made sure everyone had the right equipment. Lampmaster is strong and has a unique ability each of his turn if you don't shoot all his lamps. First stage of this fight is pretty straightforward, and with all the equipment I have now, well, as you can see, he's not going anywhere to kill me soon. Unfortunately for us though, this guy has a second phase, and that phase comes with a new lamp ability that this time you have to shoot the lamps in the right order to prevent him from launching an AoE attack that turns out to be stronger and stronger if you don't shoot the lamp before his turn. After fighting for a while now, it is finally time to deliver the final blow. Well, it took way longer than expected, but we can now celebrate our victory. Man, this game never let our characters recover. Tragedy after tragedy. Gustav is not available anymore and is replaced by this guy Verso, who is doing the same as Gustav, but better. Now Act 1 over, SK can finally swim, and with that, we can explore even more of the continent and acquire really useful and strong Picto for the rest of the game. Now with those two really nice Pictos, it's time to enter the next zone, which contains a main boss. As we tried to cross that bridge, we were attacked by Dualliste himself. This boss is really well designed, not only by his look, but all his animation throughout the fight. Before facing him, I had some worries, but it turned out to work well. With all the Pictos in our possession, and our stat defense really high, we were able to tank every hit. He has an ability that puts the inverted status on all the party members. What it does is simply that each time a heal would occur, it would deal damage instead. But since I have confident Pictos equipped, I can't even heal myself, so no worry about it. Not even his strongest combo was able to get us down. As you can see, he stood no chance at all. I was able to put it low enough to deliver a finishing blow, which led to the craziest boss killing animation ever, and wish that Sandfall had done that with every main boss throughout the game. We bury Gustav and head straight to Monaco Station to recruit, well, Monaco, which will be on the bench for the entire game. Unfortunately for him, it is not the video he will shine, and make our way to Old Lumiere, which is our next destination and where we will face the next main boss. We ended up in front of a huge manor, literally in the middle of nowhere. Battle begins. Fortunately for us, we didn't enter the fight with the right party. Renoir has a really strong ability and even has a way to fully heal himself. That fight wasn't going to be easy. We need to survive his massive AoE attacks while praying that he doesn't use his vanish heal that simply erases someone from the fight without a way to revive him. Yup, that skill is very annoying. He can use it 3 turns in a row if he wants. It's totally random. But luckily for us, he didn't even use it once in our fight, and we were able to deal enough damage to the petals he summoned to prevent him from being fully healed. We deliver the final blow and take our breath. After that, I went directly to Visages Island to destroy the first accent, which is needed to continue our adventure of tanking them all. Time to enter the battle against Visages. That fight is nice and lets us enjoy all the animation of his attack because we are not concentrating ourselves on parrying or dodging each one. One of his max put the exhaust status on all my team, prevent us from gaining AP during this time. I had to manage AP and turns to be able to survive and deal damage little by little. He also has a mechanics which deal a massive explosion that sets everyone to 1 HP by invoking all of his mask and entering his second phase. Fortunately for us, he didn't start with his AoE attack and let me time to slowly revive each member of the party. And with everyone alive, it was time to end his suffering once and for all. 12 minutes is not that bad actually for a full 2-phase boss battle. We don't take too much time to celebrate here and go straight to the other accent zone to get rid of her too. I was now ready to face Sirène, the huge dancing accent. Here is where the charm mechanics really appears. You see, a lot of the time after a turn, a flying dancer charms one of my characters. And the one who is charmed attacks a random ally each time, and attack itself is there no allies left. That's not all. If Sirène charms every member of the party, the fight is over. We lose. The fight went pretty well with the Picto equipped, with us surviving her endless attacks and our final act. She simply realized that we were stronger than her, and so we finished her with a nice little move. With the 2 accent down, we can now break the barrier that was blocking our path to the Paintress. We arrived in this huge and empty place to find Renoir again. He's the next boss. This time, he is way more tankier than the last time and does almost the same attack, but stronger. And yes, he still have his vanish bullshit. If he starts erasing my character, that means I'll have to restart and try again almost each time. And by the time you're watching, you already know the drill. Attack, heal, and repeat. And of course, he has a second phase. Now he is way more tough and has a status, Berserk, that makes him play twice in a row each time he takes a turn. If you're telling yourself right now, oh, that seemed really strong, well, let me tell you, it is. I had to revisit all my builds. Our main damage in this fight was Verso, debuffing Renoir, making a huge amount of damage. And after a 10-minute fight, we finally managed to take him down. The next boss is literally right after this one, and it's none other than the Paintress itself. This fight is a very long one, even with my team dealing damage now. Like for Renoir, I used Verso with some free aim shots and base attack that debuffs her. And like him, she does a lot of damage and applies defenseless and powerless debuff on all our character, which decrease our defense and attack. So little by little, I damaged her and kept my team alive with CL healing skills. There was a lot of moment in this fight that I wasn't certain that we were going to even see her second phase. But after a while, we managed to anger her, and here's the second part of the battle. The second phase though was a bit trickier because she did way more damage with crazy moves like this one, and her attack often target all the party. Every time the Paintress attacks with her huge brush, she removes 1 AP for each hit. So managing AP was something not to underestimate, because no AP left means no attack, and no attack means no damage dealt to the Paintress. At some point in the fight, I thought it was over, because I had to revive one of my character almost each turn, by making sure I don't die from this stupid curse status she inflicts on everyone when she's half HP. Like in Renoir's fight, the healing death Picto saved me. I must say that I really enjoyed this fight because she has nice animation and gave me some trouble. But let's end her here and now. This fight alone took me a massive 32 minutes to finally succeed and acquire the painted power Picto, which denies the 9,999 damage cap we had throughout the game. But first, I just want to take this moment here to say how much I liked the game. This game is not only amazing to play, but is really strong emotionally, especially when you go through all the story and take time to explore and watch all the cutscenes between each character to get to know them. The animation throughout the entire game are unbelievable. The cutscenes, breathtaking. The insane story, really, really well written. The level design, exceptional. The music is incredible and adds so much life and rhythm to the game. Everything in this game is, for me, amazing. And I want to say thank you to everyone who participated to create this beauty of a game, which is from now on definitely my favorite game of all time. Thank you Sandfall Intereactive, et un gros merci à Guillaume Broche pour ce chef-d'œuvre. With that said, we have the final boss to kill, so let's get straight to the main event, shall we? And yes, the final boss of Clair Obscur Expedition 33 is none other than Renoir. But this time, we will shut him down for good. And this guy is just awesome and uses the accent to help him throughout the fight by throwing literally an entire building straight at my face. They are even shielding him and even grant him a full HP restore. After being healed, Renoir is simply a monster. he deals an atrocious amount of damage, which I have real difficulty to handle, and he debuffs all my team again. After a 20-minute fight, he managed to kill me, unfortunately. That means I have to farm a little bit more, revisit each build of my party to be victorious once and for all. Upgrading one of Verso's weapon, the Contorso. I've upgraded this weapon to level 25. I reallocated his tattoo to make sure it gets the best out of the weapon's scaling attribute, and equip Pictos that increase free aim attack, which are going to do a lot. Now, let's take a look to everyone's last build before the fight. I will fast forward all this part because it took me around 10 minutes just to make sure that everyone has survivability and damage to beat Renoir. As you can see, my damage took a huge increase and Verso is literally melting him. He's my only way to deal damage. I use CL to buff everyone each time I can, and I use one of her skills that gives 4 AP to someone, and that character takes turns immediately. Lune is here to grant AP to CL with Tint, and that's pretty much it. His first and second phase were practically the same deal for me now. This time, he really wasn't a match for us. Let's enjoy his final moment as he thought it wasn't over and let Mael stab him with a nice animation. It only took us 7 minutes to kill. And this is how you beat Clair Obscur Expedition 33 without parrying or dodging a single time. As I already said earlier, I want to say thanks to Sandfall Intereactive for this masterpiece and adventure that they've created. I enjoyed every single moment playing this game. And if you liked the video, don't forget to smash the like button right now and subscribe to the channel. Don't hesitate to comment down below what was your favorite part of the game, what challenge you want me to do next. And as for me, I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.